Imphal riverbank collapse near Khaidem in Wangoi Assembly constituency has flooded about 7 villages and submerged more than 1,000 houses under flood water. Central Agricultural University using cell culture process in order to save the Manipuri pony. Chief Minister Nongthongpam Biren launches free computer training program, says the training program under the Digital India program will be taken up in all districts of both the hills and valley. And NHIDCL all set up to upgrade and widen the Imphal-Moray stretch of National Highway 102. You will now be able to reach Moray in just over 1.5 hours. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English News. I'm Joyce Usham with the top stories and latest news at this hour. Riverbank collapse of Imphal River near Khaidem in Wangoi Assembly constituency has flooded about 7 villages and submerged more than 1,000 houses under the flood water. The bank collapsed around 11:30 last night. People were unable to stop the 30 feet damage and more than 140 feet has now collapsed, destroying Venus English School completely. Restoration work has not begun since the damage is deep and water level has not receded. The water that overflowed not only inundated Wangoi, Khaidem, Huidrom and Chirai villages but has also submerged a large part of agricultural land. Affected people are taking shelters at the community halls. Many fish farms and agricultural lands at Mayang Imphal have also been flooded. Chabung Company in Mayang Imphal, which has just come out of flood, will face inconveniences due to the riverbank collapse at Wangoi. JCB is being used to pile up earth at Huidrom Makha on Mayai Lambi to prevent water flowing in. People have begun fishing at these flood-affected areas. Onlookers who have come to watch the flood-affected areas and those who have come to fish have caused a traffic jam by parking their vehicles on the road. Wangoi MLA O Lukhoi inspected the riverbank that collapsed and other flood-affected areas. He was accompanied by the IFCD Chief Engineer and DC. Speaking at the sidelines of its inspection, MLA Lukhoi said the riverbank collapsed at an area where there are no houses. It will be repaired once the water level of the river recedes. Affected people will be provided all possible government assistance. Modern College has been hit by the flash flood. The college has not started its new session since the classrooms, library, student union's office, swimming pool and students' hostel have been inundated by flood water. Teachers and students are facing grievous inconveniences since the campus has been flooded. They are using benches to walk through the campus. Teachers and students have appealed to the concerned authority to address their grievances and drain out flood water from the campus. Considering the woes being endured by a large number of people in different parts of the state due to recent spats of flood, several organizations have been donating funds to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. UNICO Group, State Bank of India, SBI, Employees and Business Excellence Group contributed a total of 7.5 lakh to the relief fund today. In a ceremony held at Chief Minister's Secretariat, UNICO employees led by their Managing Director N. Irabanta handed over 5 lakh rupees to the Chief Minister, while SBI employees and Business Excellence Group contributed 1.5 lakh rupees and 1 lakh rupees respectively. The SBI employees were led by Assistant General Manager, SBI Regional Business Office, Imphal, Kamal Kanan, and the Business Excellence Group, a team by their convener, Hero Thokchom. It may be mentioned that Apunba Manipur Matam Ishai Kanglup, A. Amik, Manipur Home Guards Employees Welfare Association and All Manipur Government Aided College Teachers Association AMGACTA had already donated 1 lakh rupees each, and students and teaching and non-teaching staff of Mega Manipur School Yaralpat had contributed 15,000 rupees to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. The Chief Minister expressed gratitude to all the organizations which had contributed funds to his relief fund so far. Peace and Development Organization organized a one-day free medical camp under the supervision of CMO Imphal East at Singjamai Wangma Pebia Pandit Laikai today. The camp was organized as a preventive measure to fight waterborne diseases due to the flash flood. UNICO School set up a relief camp at the school from the 7th of this month for flood-affected people of Khongman Ketri Laikai, Pebia Pandit Laikai, Mongkham Lambi, Bashikong and other areas. People are not only provided with food and shelter but also with health care and medicines. National General Secretary of National People's Party Vivek Raj said National President Conrad K. Sangma will be consulted to raise the current flood situation in Manipur at the parliamentary meeting to draw the attention of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He was speaking at the sidelines of his inspection of flood-hit areas of Wangoi today. NPP State President, General Secretary and other party members accompanied him. The team inspected the affected areas caused by breaching of Imphal River at Khaidem under Wangoi constituency, and essential items were provided at a relief camp. NPP State General Secretary Organization K.H. Loken drew the attention of the government to look into the flood condition.
Team survey laksavani akoina thinajabada yamwan ui National Disaster Management Authority ki team ama Home Minister ki mahamagul so akoina survey ki report ma koi thagat chagani plus akoi Honorable National President Shri Conrad Sangma da Parliament session sida center de chu sigumba keno se awaba thingnari myam se athuba mateng pangbinaba akoi party ki side tagi Shri Modi ji da thagat chagani
se akoi turen khongmal ji thingbangam dana hoji yam awaba ki phumam de leiri akoi side tagi akoi gi ngasi akoi sarkar sida akoi kitang athuba matam de mieng changbirga praja jingji hoji awa na tarbe school college leiba hong khudimok singje loi jengboda phumam amda chadre.
As part of its 3-day ritual ceremony, Kangla Laifamlel performed rituals at Kangla today in connection with the flood and other unwanted incidents in the state. They will perform the next 2 rituals at Kongba Irong and Nomaijing Foothill. Speaking at the sidelines of the ceremony held today at Kangla, leader of Kangla Laifamlel, Mamom Laima said the 3-day ritual is being performed for the betterment of the state.
Baki yana luraba asigumlaba akoigi isingna iroina dana tawraaba makai chalai khangdangai punamakse akoiba sida tawraiba punamakse akoi leiriba leibaki miyamna mafam marang khangdana tawham jabang khangdana kiem tawdana adugi matik awabagi phibamda tarakpase awabagi phibamji tadanabagi damakta leiriba kanglagi imasing pulle haraganda paramji kha pangboromda ibadau pakang mana pubi hinabagi damakta ikokno na koina ipa imada thawni jarisi.
Councillor of Imphal Municipal Corporation, IMC Ward number 9, Soram Sunil, has stated that the Sagolban MLA has not distributed any edible items at Sagolban Maino Lairak Maisnam, Nongtongbam Laikai in connection to floods. He clarified that the items distributed to some flood-affected households were from the Imphal West DC. Speaking to Impact News at his residence at Maino Lairak today, Sunil said Imphal West DC provided 3 half bags of rice and a bag of pulses, and the items were distributed to some severely affected households in the locality. The distribution of these edible items are not related to the MLA, and those who did not receive the items need not blame the MLA.
Local MLA na DC da ai base amata pigi balaite kari gumba amta local MLA yaudana ai khoi gi lekai da ising thumba masnam long thumbam sagoman si khoi gi ward sida lambi sigi makha thangpasina sagoman esini somna ka chamthongni sagoman gi pot yelakpasida khoi ka chamthong gi saruksu sial phangbam thoi haibasida DC da haiba matamda DC na adudi yum athumba khara pibiro haina pirakpa siarni.
Nambul River was inspected today under the Namami Rivers and Loktak Lake campaign. During the inspection, a construction site for collecting all waste flowing from Nambul River was also inspected. The site will be constructed between Maidrao and Hyangthang, which is part of Nambul River under Nauria Pakanglakpa Assembly Constituency. Nauria Pakanglakpa MLA Soibam Subhash Chandra was also part of the inspection. Speaking at the sidelines of the inspection, MLA Subhash Chandra said Namami Rivers and Loktak Lake campaign was started since the cleaning of rivers across Manipur is part of the vision document of BJP. He also appeals the public not to throw waste into the river just because there is a campaign for collecting this waste.
Paikhat Sariba Torangse, Lower Matungadi, Namun Turian de Gender, Pushing Mayamsing, Pata Porcing Don, Loktak the Talaroi, and the Loktak Pusu, a Pablo Loktak, Padama Oregani, and the river Patavin de Sida Pola, Paikalanganda, Har on Topoyano, Antoni, Har on Topoyadaba, Singduna, Akoi, Akutpama from that Tamaga Maduna, Mu, Chemayaba, ground labeling, Chem Dana Kaiduna, Madu Kanaba Mayamsing, Madu Pina. Pakal Kongdang Sida, Puna Diet Lumina, Honamina Sea, I will from Sitam the ribbon.
Nambul Turian da Kuju Uriva, Pataba, Mapangoiba, Port Mayamasi, Impal, Manungagi Tolakpana Maruiba, Plastic Yaduga, Tumda, Ising the Tumdaba, Mapango Port Mayam Sing as it out of Kitana, Loktak, Masina Taba, the Loktak environment, a documentic social lakpa. Nambun Turian Maruina Turiel Pimasis, no mono social lactanakoi, Turiel Gimai Saktamado Monkey, Nalamagi Takta Lakpa, Lay Pium Sing Asida, Kari Tabak Paket Payai. Habigi akanaba thorangama semna nabai damakta akoi mafam masida akoi lejabani.
Manipuri pony is on the verge of extinction. The number of ponies are decreasing on a daily basis. Head of Department of Animal Science Department, Central Agricultural University, Dr. T.H. Ranadhir and his team are using scientific technology and following cell culture process in order to save the breed. Speaking to media persons at the department, Dr. T.H. Ranadhir said if the somatic cell from the ears of the horse is preserved for 50 to 60 years, the breed can be reproduced again. The steps have been taken to use cloning techniques since the breed can be revived. The animal is not used only for polo from time immemorial, but it also has its significance in various religious activities. He maintained that the breed can be preserved if the government puts the Manipur pony conservation and development policy into action at the earliest.
Manipur pony development and conservation policy and same kare masi yam thuna chanaraga ko masida khoina mayam gi suggestion ju han ju khara low kare aduga amuk atopa suggestion ju tung das low raga ko akoi masi conservation policy ji thabuk to onthoga de ko masi bhui soina conservation ji da kanaba ma soina phangani se khoi punam gi thajabani honorable chief minister su akoi gi pony conservation si di yam nama masa gi yam thoya we area amani masi gi wafam si yenga policy se thuna akoi senar kane na sa tawi adoragadi pony si long term conservation da chauba mateng amo oigani.
The process of sample collection held today was undertaken by Principal Scientist of National Bureau Animal Genetic Resources, Karnal, Haryana, Dr. M.S. Tantia, and in charge of National Gene Bank, Principal Scientist R.A.K. Agarwal. Dr. M.S. Tantia said the program was held to conserve this rare national breed. It is an important breed not only for Manipur but also for the nation. Somatic cells collected from both male and female ponies will be preserved in liquid nitrogen. Once the cell is frozen, it can be kept for 50 to 60 years. Even if the breed gets extinct, it can be revived using somatic cell nuclear transfer.
For conservation of Manipuri horse. Manipuri horse is very important national breed. You know the number is decreasing. Keeping live animals of Manipuri horse is costly affair. So what we are trying to do is preserving cells which can be later, when required, can be used to produce Manipuri horse. We have collected ear skin samples from male and female Manipuri horses. We will culture these samples in the laboratory, and somatic cells from these samples will be conserved in liquid nitrogen.
Chief Minister Nongthongpam Biren launched a free computer training program at Liberal College in Luang Sangbam today. Speaking on the occasion, Chief Minister asserted that a team from the centre will arrive in Imphal to inspect flood-affected areas. He also assured of providing remuneration per the current standards to the aided college teachers. The computer training program, organized by Information and Cultural Society Manipur (ICSM), will provide a free computer training to people in Hangang Assembly constituency for the first time. Chief Minister further said that such digital literacy programs should be extended to other areas, including the hill districts of the state. He asserted that the new government is working in a fast pace for the welfare of the people and appeals government officials to work actively. The Chief Minister warns of change in positions if the officials do not perform their duties as per expectations. Chief Minister said the new government was formed with certain missions to bring inclusive development and is committed to do something good in bringing positive changes in the state. The Chief Minister also appeals to the people to take benefits of beneficiary schemes. There is some good news for people who frequently travel to Moreh from Imphal. Following an approval of the Union Cabinet, the National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited (NHIDCL) is all set to upgrade and widen the Imphal-Moreh stretch of National Highway 102, which was earlier called National Highway 39. This project is expected to cut down the travel time to nearly half from the present rate, which means you will be able to go to Moreh in just over 1.5 hours. General Manager of the project, Sunil Kumar, speaking exclusively to Impact News, said the NHIDCL was ready to take up the work as announced by the Union Minister for Transport and Highway, Nitin Gadkari. He said the work, with an estimated cost of over 1,600 crore rupees, has been approved by the Union Cabinet and the process of land acquisition is underway. The state government is actively processing the land acquisition, and except for some portions, majority of them have been completed. Ministry of Forest and Environment has also given clearance, and the process to relocate electric poles and PHED water pipes are also being taken up. Sunil Kumar further said several safety features, which include underpass, crash barriers, bus and truck bays, and segregation of slow and fast-moving vehicles have been made to ease the movement over the stretch. The project will widen the 20-kilometer stretch from Lilong to Wangjing to 4-lane and remaining 74-kilometer stretch from Wangjing to Moreh to 2-lane.
Since this work will be done in EPC mode, which mandatorily requires 90% of the land to be acquired before the tender is awarded. So for floating the tender, the land estimates, the estimates for the land to be acquired, right now we have about 55% land available, the existing road. About 45% balance land is to be acquired, out of which about 15-20% is the government land and the rest is the private land. The state government has already appointed the committee to negotiate for that land, to purchase the land. The rates have almost been finalized, but the standing properties valuation is taking a lot of time. Once the state government, the local PWD prepares the estimate for the standing properties, I hope I'll get the estimate and then it can come for the tender. The tendering process will then take about 3 to 4 months. So if everything goes well, by November, December, I feel the project can come.
It's time for a small commercial break. We'll be right back in a short while. Keep watching Impact News. Welcome back. You're watching Primetime English News. Women staged a sit-in at Kiamgai Maning Awang Lekai against removal of IAS officer Oinam Nabakishore from the post of Chief Secretary. Speaking at the sidelines of the sit-in, Assistant Secretary of Women Development Agency, Kiamgai Maning Awang Lekai, Laistram Ibemhal, demanded withdrawal of Manipur government's order. She said the government's order is undermining the People's ILP movement. Protesters demanded withdrawal of the order at the earliest and reinstatement of O. Nabakishore as the Chief Secretary of Manipur.
Oinam Nabakishore Chief Secretary ki phamdagi lokthokpa se Manipur gi miyam bu singna bani aduga praja punama pu singna bani masi ta sengna hairagadi mayang da phampi ki ba se akoi ILP gi ehobu namthana bani haiba se masima akoina khangle adu masigi matungda mana kai tawrakadagi haibado khoi su yamna nungsa thi aduga hayeng karigumba matamda Manipur gi Chief Minister ase mayang macha oihallage hairagadi CM bu paibi riba birena yagadra masima wahangwana hangjani.
All Manipur Pre-Rug Association took out a protest rally today against the non-payment of their honorarium. The rally that was taken out from Moirangkhom Krishna Premi oil pump was participated by instructors from Thoubal, Tamenglong, Chandel and Senapati districts. A team of Manipur police stopped the rally. Speaking at the sidelines of the rally, Treasurer of the association, Jim Com, said a memorandum has been submitted to the Chief Minister against the non-payment of honorariums for 2 years for a total number of 642 pre-rugs. He said they took out the protest today since there has been a confusion over their honorariums.
CM da memorandum pisan gre khoi honorarium si sahi ani phangdadon lairabani CM da su pire do ngasi ba response phajaba phangde ade khoi je honorarium matang si center na di khoi department na changure department na di center da tharak te hai ado center na di khoi na khanba de su kuiraba haugra pass sahi ani humse tharoi habse khoi chingna ba laiba aduna thigat pinana ba gi damakta CM gi mateng lauraga thigat piu haina khoi se khongjang se khoi changsan jabani.
Students took out a protest today demanding introduction of MA course in Human Rights and Duties Education at Manipur University. The protest was carried out by students of the university who are currently undergoing one-year diploma course in Human Rights and Duties Education. They protested from 1 p.m. at the administrative block in front of the Vice Chancellor's gate. A meeting was held at 2 p.m. at the VC Conference Hall. It was told that introduction of MA course in Human Rights and Duties Education at Manipur University was discussed at the meeting. However, there are no reports of what decision was taken.
ISRD Ministry da Human Rights ki Satra Singna email ki Kuthang da Hanjin Anirak MA Hangdopi Haiduna Jet Habasu Lake. Mogi response da Central University Kudimaxi Masana Autonomous Oina MA Hangjabaya Hibagi Adumba reply to Pirakreva. BC da reminder Hanjin Tagra, Moina Diamuka UC permission Gairi and delaying tactics Hanadanga Sipovadum Lak Waitare. Kaigumasing Masiki Mipamasida, Chaptaba positive response Pangagadi Yanofai. Kaigumba response na Pazada Targadi, MA Hangokta Targadi, University ki Mapanda Lady Civil Society Organization Sing and Charter Loopsing, Loinana Levak Miam, Loinana, Makal Makaka, Konjang Sing Junction about Equation Savalore.
As part of their continued campaign against drug abuse, a coalition against drugs and alcohol, CADA, seized 20 liters of illicit liquor today. It was seized in a joint drive carried out by CADA, Iroshemba Unit, Iroshemba Youth Development Club, EYDC, and Iroshemba Apunba Maira Paibi Loop. The liquor was seized from Laurembam Abung, 30 years, son of late El Mangolja of Iroshemba Laurembam Lekai. He was arrested at Iroshemba Chingjil around 7 this morning while he was transporting the liquor in his Activa bearing registration number MN01U8890. He has been handed over to Lamphel police station. A 2-day training program on grid-connected rooftop and small solar power plants kicked off at Hotel Classic Grande today. The training program is jointly organized by NISE, Manipur Renewable Energy Development Agency, Manireda, and NISE Gurugram and Nilit Akampat. Speaking on the occasion, Managing Director of MSPDCL, L. Priyokumar said, out of the required 700 to 800 million power units in a year for the state, around 35 million power units are produced from solar and other renewable energy resources. He emphasized the significance of solar power plant and said, utilizing it for producing power supply will substantially improve the state's economy. He further highlighted the need to bring an awareness about the benefits of solar power plants to the public at large.
If we require 700 million units, 5% of 700 comes around 35 million units. That 35 million units, we have to meet it. So, to my all colleague engineers of MSPDCL and MSPCL, we have to strive hard to achieve 35 million units from solar as well as other renewable energy sources. And in this aspect, all out efforts to achieve this should be given by all the engineers from transmission and SLDC by not giving unwanted shutdown, unwanted plant outage like this.
The observance of Anti-Malaria Month 2017 and launching of Malaria Elimination Campaign in Tengnoupal district kicked off along with a function at the Community Hall of Tengnoupal today. The inaugural function of the month-long observance under the theme Work Together, Hand Together to End Malaria for Good, which is being organized by District Health Society, Tengnoupal and National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program Tengnoupal, was attended by Deputy Commissioner Tengnoupal K.H. Raghumani Singh, IAS, and Chief Medical Officer Tengnoupal Dr. Sarthani Sarbam as Chief Guest and President respectively. SDO Tengnoupal Rabindranath and Chief of Tengnoupal H. John Thangkolen Mate were also present on the occasion as guest of honor. Speaking at the function, K.H. Raghumani pointed out that malaria has widely infected people in remote areas who carry out fishing activities and added that ashas posted at remote areas need to be trained properly in order to curb a spread of malaria. Public should try to join in the fight against malaria. As part of the function, K.H. Raghumani released a booklet for Malaria Elimination Campaign. Staff members of the medical department, including ashas, local leaders and students, participated in the function. Vocational course on tourism and hospitality in higher education under RUSA scheme was launched at Modern College, Porompat today. Speaking on the occasion as chief guest, Additional Director of University and Higher Education U, Dr. R.K. Yaiskul appeals the students to take opportunity of various vocational courses open in 40 different colleges in the state by the state government. He maintains that the Act East policy taken up by the government of India to collaborate with Asian countries would provide opportunities to successful students of these vocational courses.
Tourism hospitality modern college handoiba education ki khudong chaba se auriba satra singna lobiu masdagi khudong chaba lauraga khoi tung prasida sumnai BA BSc BCom ki degree ki mathakta education ki certificate diploma par gati tungi lambida mai pa ko gani France Asian countries in punjalaga socio-economic development of the Pangani Honoriba Act is policies tourism and hospitality na asoba rolama lawani haibasai asani.
Concerned people from the disability sector has condemned the abuses and insults toward the differently abled. Speaking to media persons at Manipur Press Club, President of Angamba Disabled People's Organization, Fairoizam Kripa Maite, said a differently abled person and a freelance painting artist, K. Michael Mite, received a junior fellowship, following which he was felicitated on June 23rd at Kewa Company. Michael later posted on Facebook that it would have been better if the felicitation was held at his locality. He condemned the speech of one Sarangtem Samungoba, 41 years, insulting Michael on a loudspeaker at a public meeting held on 8th of this month regarding Michael's post post on Facebook. Farism Kripa appeals to the people to stop abusing and assaulting differently abled persons. It may be mentioned that Michael is an artist who has received several state and national awards and received National Junior Fellowship given by the Ministry of Culture, Government of India.
Sarang them samung ho Elias hangam chau hai ba mioy china yamna lu da ba yamna phajada ba mong da Michael bu yamna usit thoi dana ma ko ngang saktana tawbadu ai khoi si miyamna khanga leirabani adubu khanga leiriba khoi chida amuka han nam khoi na usit thoi da ba torok pa si ai khoi yaning de maram aduna hai ba mioy si mari leina ba gamen gi mioy singna laikai amadi adigi organization sing loina gamen gi Michael de gi ma ko akan ba serak pibi daga matung da mana sigum laba disable or basing handana yemo si toy de thabasi tawan bidana ba haidana ekoina phongdok sabani.
Pan Manipur Theatre Awang Sekmai has been chosen to showcase their drama Lin Laima at the 12th Abhinaya National Festival 2017 organized by Abhinaya Theatre Trust, Hyderabad. Lin Laima is one among the 5 chosen from 87 dramas to be showcased at the festival. Working Committee of Apunba Loop WCAL observed its 12th Foundation Day at Lamyanba Shanglen Palace Compound today. Homages were paid to those deceased in the AFSPA movement at the program. A yoga camp of students of Fairodan Maxwell Hindi Primary School organized under the aegis of Art of Living Vyakti Vikas Kendra concluded today. The camp was organized with an objective to make yoga a compulsory subject by the government to maintain a healthy society. And in sports, in the 6th late long jump Kuber Singh Memorial League Knockout Open Kang tournament, the match between Wangoi Kendra Kangkut A and Kashamtong Kendra Kangkut ended in a draw. In the 10th league match played today, both the teams scored 8-all. The tournament is sponsored by Imphal East DFO L. Joy Kumar in memory of his late father and organized under the aegis of Lidingtau Sanamahi Kang Association Wangoi at Longjam Laikai Community Hall, Wangoi. 13 teams are taking part in the tournament. Wangoi Kendra Kangkut C will face Singjamai Kendra Kangkut in the 11th league match tomorrow. The 36th Inter-District and 62nd State-Level Badminton Championship will kick off from July 22nd. Men and women senior, junior categories, singles, doubles and mixed double matches will be held until July 23rd. State-level Badminton Championship will be held until July 26th for both men and women of different age groups in 13 different events. Now, before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Imphal Riverbank collapse near Khaidem in Wangoi Assembly constituency has flooded about 7 villages and submerged more than 1,000 houses under flood water. Central Agricultural University is using cell culture process in order to save the Manipuri pony. Chief Minister Nongthongpam Biren launches free computer training program, says the training program under the Digital India program will be taken up in all districts of both the hills and the valley. And NHIDCL all set to upgrade and widen the Imphal-Moray stretch of National Highway 102. You will now be able to reach Moray in just over 1.5 hours.